Ladies and male birthing persons, Behind the Line proudly presents to you another exciting edition of The Woke, Turning on the Woke. We have a very special episode for you today. For this episode, the antagonist is none other than Karen Elaine Johnson, who most of you guys know as the Whoopee Cushion, the unconfirmed woman who sits at the end of the table on one of the worst shows on television, The View. The View. The View of what? Every time I see clips of this show, I don't like the view. I don't know about you guys, but I like the view of beautiful women. When I see clips of the view, it triggers my PTSD. The trauma that I experienced when the batteries of my remote control died and my television was stuck on a WNBA game. I didn't know if I was watching pretend basketball or a group of yentas poisoning the air with their mouth farts. The sounds are all the same. Bob Greiner running and grunting up the floor sounds just like the flatulence of the whoopee cushion. The appearance is the same too. Much like the women of the WNBA, the women on The View had the unique ability to put their armpit hair in a ponytail. It is absolutely mind-boggling how Whoopi Goldberg has maintained a mainstream career for over 40 years. She started her career with a one-woman show which was aptly titled The Spooky Show. I can understand how it got that name. When she replaced Rosie O'Donnell on The View in 2007, her debut episode drew 1 million viewers less than the debut episode of Rosie O'Donnell. Somehow, though, The View remains the #1 show on daytime television. I don't understand why. Are there really that many lonely women in America who enjoy watching 5 yentas bloviate on issues they know absolutely nothing about? Has daytime television sunk so low that The View is the best entertainment that we have to offer? Jerry Springer, back in the 90s, Jerry Springer was trash TV, but at least it was entertaining trash. The only thing entertaining about The View is the commercial breaks. Earlier this year, the Whoopee Cushion decided to educate the man-hating women who watch this garbage on the Holocaust. The Holocaust, it shouldn't be up for debate at this point. We all know what happened. When the American military arrived at Auschwitz and other concentration camps, they filmed everything that they saw. You can actually find the video footage here on YouTube. Hitler was able to turn an entire country against one race of people. The Holocaust speaks to the power of propaganda. This is why I point out propaganda from the mainstream media all the time here on the channel. Propaganda is powerful. There are actually people who believe everything they read and see. Whoopi Goldberg, she had an interesting theory as to what the Holocaust was really about. It wasn't about Hitler turning Germany against the Jews. It wasn't about the hatred of the Jewish community. No. According to Whoopi Goldberg, the Holocaust was white-on-white crime. Listen to these remarks she made on The View back in January. Roll the film.
Truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race.
Ethnicity.
No, it's about
a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
But it's about white supremacy. It's
Well,
about
but
going
it's not-
after
it's
Jews
not about
and
ideal race.
gypsies
It's-
and
but these are two
Romas.
white groups of people.
Well, that
How
was
do we
after black
They
people
didn't see
too.
them as white.
And they were
But
after
you're missing the
homosexuals.
point. You're
Yeah.
missing the point. The
Yeah.
minute you turn it into race, it goes down this alley. Let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other. It's a problem. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, because black, white, Jews, everybody eats each other. So is it, if you're uncomfortable, if you hear about mouse, should you be worried? Should your child say, oh my God, I wonder if that's me? No, that's not what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, I don't wanna be like that.
Well, hopefully.
I want to be cool.
Yeah,
And
Meanwhile-
most kids, they don't want to be cruel.
No, they don't.
And we're living in an era where people are comparing vaccine cards to the yellow stars, where people are comparing vaccinations to what Anne Frank went through.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about with this show? These women are insufferable. I don't know what the hell that one lady was talking about. I don't know how endless Fauci poking has anything to do with the Holocaust. These women always find a way to tie in their love of Fauci into any conversation. We could be talking about the NBA. Ooh, Anthony doesn't like basketball. It's too dangerous. They spread germs every time they touch each other. You could be talking about the problems at the southern border. Ooh, Fauci loves the aliens. That's why he gets along so well with Adam Silver. Topic does not matter. These women on The View will find a way to mention their object of worship. And while I'm thinking about it, what kind of grown woman calls herself Whoopi? What the hell is that all about? If I'm going to change my name, I'm going to have some self-respect. First name Super, last name Man. First name Greek, last name God. At no point am I going to call myself Whoopee Cushion. This is almost as bad as Shannon Sharp calling himself Shay Shay. That sounds like the name of the 19-year-old working at the door at Larry Flint's on Bourbon Street. When Whoopi Goldberg shared her woke you education of the Holocaust with the soccer mom who coaches in the Gender Void Soccer League, she received immediate backlash from the mainstream media. Numerous media outlets were calling for Whoopi Goldberg to be fired. Me personally, I don't agree with that. I don't like seeing someone lose their job over something they said. I almost never support censorship. Executives at ABC felt the same way. Instead of firing her, ABC suspended the whoopee cushion for 2 weeks. It was the best 2 weeks for The View in 15 years. People in the audience no longer had to wear masks. There was no need for oxygen tanks for the people passing out from the whoopee fragrance. I was in New York City a couple of years ago. Me and my cousin walked by ABC Studios on West 66th Street. Trust me, the odor is strong. We had to wear a mask just to make it to the next block. Whoopi Goldberg, she took her suspension like a man. She didn't fight it. She simply grabbed her emotional support shovel, went on a 2-week vacation to Home Depot looking for a rake to complete her love triangle. She returned from suspension in February, and everything has been fine in the land of rainbows until now. Over the weekend, Whoopi Goldberg was interviewed by the Times of London. She's promoting the film Till, which is a biography on the mother of Emmett Till. Film was released in October here in America. It was praised by media critics. The National Board of Review named it one of the best films of the year. Shitfucks in the mainstream media obviously love the movie. They fall in love with stories of mythical racism. You give them a case of real racism, they can't contain their excitement. What did the general public think of the movie? You already know the answer. Anytime the mainstream media falls in love with something, normal people ignore it, which is exactly what happened here. In 2 months, Till drew $9 million at the box office against a budget of $33 million. They desperately need this movie to perform well overseas, which is why Whoopi Goldberg is promoting it in England. I find it rather ironic, though. The story of Emmett Till is a story about real racism. What happened to Emmett Till should never have happened. Kid is brutally murdered because some white woman fabricates a story about him. But I find it ironic. Whoopi Goldberg is promoting a film which educates the audience on real racism in the South during the 1950s. And she does so by doubling down on her uninformed, twisted view of the Holocaust. Once again, Whoopi Goldberg claims the Holocaust was not about the Jewish race. It was white-on-white crime. Let me explain why. You could not tell if someone is Jewish if you were walking down the street. But if you saw me on the street, you would automatically know I'm a black man. And once again, her woke brothers and sisters in the mainstream media are calling for her to be fired. Another classic case of the woke turning on the woke. In response to the backlash, Whoopi Goldberg released an apology statement to The Hollywood Reporter. Now keep in mind, she also apologized back in February. Here we have another insincere public apology. Whoopi Goldberg wants you to know, I stand with the Jewish people in these times of rising racism. I know the Holocaust was about race. I just pretend to be a complete dumbass to draw better ratings. You guys know how I feel about public apologies. 99% of the time, they're complete bullshit. Now, do I think Whoopi Goldberg should be fired? No. Even though this is the second time this has happened, I don't think she should lose her job. Do I think ABC will fire her? Absolutely not. You really think a mainstream media outlet is going to fire a black woman? Whoopi Goldberg checks far too many woke boxes. But here's where I have a problem. Several years ago, ABC produced a reboot of Roseanne. The show drew massive ratings. They were drawing 20 million viewers every week. That's about 10 times the audience of The View. Late May of 2018, Roseanne Barr, she tweets something about Valerie Jarrett that a lot of people consider to be racist. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was pretty bad. It wasn't a blatant case of mythical racism like we often see today. Either way, ABC wasted no time. If I remember correctly, Roseanne's tweet went out at like 2 in the morning. 9 or 10 hours later, ABC had already canceled the show and removed all episodes from their platform. There was no debate. There was no forced apology. There was no chance given to Roseanne. ABC immediately fired her. Again, the show was drawing 20 million viewers. It was the third most watched show on television. My question is, how come Whoopi Goldberg is treated differently? How come the standards are different for Roseanne? Whoopi Goldberg, she fucked up twice. She received a slap on the wrist the first time, hasn't even received a nice pat on the ass the second time. I first came across this interview in the Times of London last weekend. It has been 5 days, and still nothing from ABC. No statement, no punishment, not a word. You remove Roseanne from Roseanne, the show doesn't exist. You take Whoopi Goldberg off The View, you can replace her with another Yenta and draw the same ratings. Like I said, I don't think she should lose her job. I just want the standards to be the same for everyone. I don't think Whoopi Goldberg is racist, but I get tired of hearing her, hearing privileged people in general accuse me of having white privilege when they're the ones that actually have privilege. But give me your thoughts. Should Whoopi Goldberg be fired? Should she lose her job over something that she said? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.